Welcome to the Busy Girl's Guide to the Bible podcast. I'm Andrea, and this podcast is my own ramblings and lessons that I have learned in trying to balance being a Christian, a wife, a mom, a writer, a business owner, a photographer, a blogger, a friend, a daughter, a sister, and the 1 million other things that make me me. What I want so badly is to teach other women that the Bible doesn't have to be confusing or frustrating or even over your head. I want to teach you the ways that I have learned to carve out time not only to get into the Bible, but to apply it, make sense of it, and get practical takeaways in everyday life. Hi guys, welcome back to season 2 of the Busy Girl's Guide to the Bible podcast. Thank you for sticking with it. I'm so excited about the season because I am interviewing amazing women who are doing amazing things with their amazing lives. And today I have one of my really close friends who a lot of you know, Rhema.
Hi.
Hi. That was very sexy of you.
Oh, I wasn't trying.
We have started and stopped this podcast about 47 times.
Oh,
so
yeah. I'm trying not to laugh right now so that
That's
we don't
okay, you
have
can
to
laugh.
stop again because...
It's like super nice to have someone else to talk to instead of just talking to myself. I like
Yeah, you're not just staring at the microphone.
and just like talking about myself.
Yeah.
It's like obnoxious. So let's just talk about you. You can talk about yourself.
This. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just going to be awkward for me, not you. So it's fine. Oh, wait, no, I get to talk to you. So it's fine.
Right. It's fine. It's fine. We're all fine.
We're good.
So today with Rhema, we're going to talk about her amazing photography business. She is one of the best around and somebody that I super look up to. Like she seriously saved my butt with a wedding, last weekend. And like taught me something amazing that took like 5 minutes, but no one had ever taught me. So it was super bomb. And I texted her that night and I was like, oh my gosh,
You saved my life.
you saved my life.
Well,
Which
thank
is-
you for saying all those nice things about me.
Accurate. And she's pretty and she has really cute kids.
I do have really cute kids. We can talk about them for a very long time.
Okay, cool.
I can
Awesome.
talk about them. Just
Great.
kidding. They're my favorite.
So I want you to tell me first how you got into photography and or why. Like, what's your story?
Okay. So, I feel like a lot of people have like kind of, I mean, there's a ton of photographers now, but,
Everybody's a photographer.
yeah, so that's fun. But, I actually like when I was little, I would remember like looking out the window, driving in the car and just seeing like pictures out the window. Like I'd see a tree and be like, that'd be a cool picture. And I don't even know how old I was then.
Whoa, that's
It's
cool.
been like for a long time. But, fun fact, I was very blind when I was little because
What?
I didn't get like glasses until I was driving and I was
Oh,
super
good Lord.
blind. Well, yeah, because that's when we found out. I don't know. Anyways, fun
Praise
fact.
God for glasses.
But I think that's actually kind of like a cool God thing because something that like was my gift was my eye and like my eye in photography. And it
Bonkers.
was something that Satan tried to kind of take away in
Whoa,
the
that's
beginning.
really cool.
But side note, so yeah, so I've always kind of been into it. And when I was in high school, I took a lot of my friends' just senior pictures and whenever I could. I actually didn't own a camera. I would borrow one of my friend's dad's cameras, which was actually, fun fact, a Nikon. I said fun fact a lot. We're gonna
These are a lot of fun facts,
look at all
guys.
these fun facts we got.
It's just
I'm
a
a
fun
7 on the Enneagram,
fact.
so my whole life is fun facts.
Oh my gosh, that's why it took forever for us to get this going.
Yeah,
So we're just
we're
like,
both sevens. Yeah. But yeah, it was a Nikon. That was the fun fact. His was a Nikon. I actually shoot Canon now.
yeah.
And for
obviously.
anyone who knows anything about photography,
Canon is
Nikon's
the best.
Yes, but they're like just opposite. Like Canon and Nikon's like with a Canon when you're trying to adjust the shutter speed, it's the aperture on a Nikon and vice versa. Yeah, so it's like really confusing.
Gosh,
picking
you have to
up.
like relearn it.
Oh yeah, so
Like, it's backwards.
It's a whole. It's like its own language. Each
Crazy.
one. But so anyways, I borrowed my friend's camera and took her senior photos. Friend's dad's camera and took her senior photos, and so that was like in high school. And I actually too was a part of like the media team in the youth group. So I think like media was always something I was into.
Yeah, totally.
But I have to burp.
Let it rip, girl. Let it rip.
Cut that part out.
No way. I don't even that it.
No, man.
I was like, are you about to cry? Are you about to cry or something?
I'm sorry.
No, she's about to burp.
Okay. Anyways,
this is real life. This is a real life podcast.
No, it's not. You can cut things out, and you better, or else we're not friends after.
That's how we're starting the podcast.
Keep that in the bloopers, but
My whole podcast is bloopers.
oh man, no one wants to listen to sevens in their podcast.
We're like hummingbirds. Okay,
Yeah,
so
totally.
you learned on an icon.
Well, no. Actually, no. Didn't even know what I was doing. I just think I shot an auto. I don't even know.
Oh.
But I had an eye. And so they were...
Got it.
Even when I look at back at them now, I'm like not embarrassed
I
by
wanna
those
see
ones.
them.
Okay, I'll send them to you.
Let's throw some up in the group.
Okay. We can do that.
Start here, and then you can be...
I can do some like when I started.
Yeah,
and
do
now.
that. That'd be so dope. Okay.
Cool. I'll do it. But anyways, so that was in high school. I graduated from high school, and it wasn't like I was like thinking that could be a job or anything. So
Yeah, for
graduated from high
sure.
school. I ended up actually, long story, but ended up moving to Mexico for a year right after I graduated, and was just living with missionaries, doing like missions work, and they like had me be in charge of taking photos for the like newsletter they sent out to raise money. And that's like where I fell in love with photography. Like I always
awesome.
liked it, but I think that's when I was like, okay, this is like, I really love
could
this.
do
It really
this.
brings me life.
Right.
Just the people are so beautiful there. Like there's so many colors and everything. And so anyways, I came home from that and I was kind of like, what do I do now? Like just spent a year of my life kind of serving and didn't know, like I thought maybe I'd want a business, but I didn't know how to get it started at all. And I actually was almost going to go like intern for IHOP, actually, International House of Prayer, not pancakes. Well, that would have
dope,
been
though.
fun. Yeah, I would be larger than I am now if that were the case.
Which is super skinny, but whatever.
Oh yeah, whatever.
just a
Anyways,
baby
but my sister actually was a wedding like florist. She did flowers for weddings, and so she wanted me to stay, didn't want me to leave again because that's in Kansas City. And so she actually got me an internship with a wedding photographer she had worked with a few times.
Whoa, that's
and
cool.
Still at this point, still did not own a camera. Like I had always borrowed other people's cameras. I did have a film camera. Sorry, I had a Canon Rebel, a film.
I have
Canon
an old
Rebel.
film camera that
Yeah.
I'm like so afraid to pull out.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
I'm like, I'm just going to screw this up.
actually, I haven't used mine since then. So I
Let's
just
do it.
really like, let's do it. Okay.
Like all the
a
other
plan.
things that we have on our
Yeah.
freaking schedule.
Let's check that off the list. But anyways, so she ended up getting me this internship, and it was enough for me to be like, cool, this is what I want to do. Like she just taught me very basic editing on Photoshop, which I don't even use now, but it got me around Photoshop a little bit. She like had me come shadow her and help her out with different photo shoots and that was enough for me to see like, oh, I'm doing this right. Cause by that time I was doing like a few families or whatever, with a camera I was borrowing, I think too. Yeah. But, and then I ended up buying, I think my first camera, it was a 60D, a Canon 60D.
Okay.
And then I went to a 7D. Anyone who knows nothing about cameras, this is just going to be a
we
lot of
didn't-
jumbled
that
letters
doesn't
and
mean
numbers.
anything.
Means nothing to you. But if you know something, you're actually going to be like, oh, this is great.
It's fascinating.
But yeah, I did 60D first, a Canon 7D, and then I went right to the Mark III, 5D Mark III from there.
That's my boyfriend.
Yep,
Mark III.
still shooting on that one. Maybe I'll get a Mark IV someday, but
Ooh, we can dream.
yeah. But yeah.
I literally just got a text that said, "Is there a new podcast somewhere?" Angela, I'm literally recording right now.
Crazy.
That is hilarious.
Coming soon, Angela.
That's my neighbor. I wonder if she's
Oh.
spying on me, actually. She does sometimes. It's not creepy. It's fine.
Okay, not creepy. A little creepy. But yeah, so anyways, I ended up actually after that, I guess my story to becoming a photographer is kind of like a little journey, but a lot of God is in it. But
Totally.
I ended up actually going to the Art Institute in Denver for a few quarters, and that's it.
Whoa.
I don't know if you knew that about me.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I was living in Greeley and commuting
Yes,
to Denver
smells
to
so
go to
good there.
Oh yeah, I still live there. Thanks.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's lovely. It's just the loveliest place.
Love it so much.
But I was commuting to Denver 3 times a week for school, and the classes there are 4 hours long, so it was like long days every time I
Ugh.
commuted. But then I was also working in LaPorte at the Tapestry House, which is a
Oh,
wedding
yeah.
venue, and I was just a server there and did dishes, but I loved it. And it was actually like, I would look at the wedding photographers there and be like, I'm going to do that someday, which is really cool now because like
That's awesome.
I shoot weddings at the Tapestry House. So
You're like, I once washed dishes here.
yeah, I don't say that.
Oh, okay.
I say I once dreamed of being a wedding photographer. No, I don't. But yeah, so I at the Art Institute, they actually are kind of like downers on wedding photography.
Why?
Yeah.
They want you to be
It's not
artsy-fartsy.
artistic. Yeah.
Ugh,
It's not
yes,
artistic
it
enough.
is.
So maybe, I mean, that was like 9 years ago that I went. And so,
Oh, wow.
around
Yeah.
9, maybe 8 years ago. So it might have changed now. But at the time, it was like not, you don't go there to like learn about wedding photography. And so I was already at that point already had like a business going. I was already getting clients. I had people like next to me asking like, how do you get clients? And I was like, I'm in the wrong place. Like I should not be here. So I decided to stop, like quit school. So don't tell your moms, but quit school. Sometimes it works out.
If you're a mom, turn off this podcast right now.
But and just went ahead and like pursued my business and didn't really want to be pursuing it in debt. And so, yep, just went for it. Also, Facebook was a different world back then. And for business, it was so great. And I could like post one shoot I did and I'd get like book three shoots from that one shoot or whatever. Like it was crazy. It blew up. So at first I didn't want to do weddings, but I think every photographer says that.
100%.
They're very intimidating.
Yep.
But I eventually shot my first wedding for $100.
Yes, you big spender.
For one of my friends. And so we just took a selfie. No big deal.
No big deal.
And
Oops, nope, didn't. It was super blurry. I look like a creepy monster.
we'll post that picture too.
You're the worst.
I'm distracted now.
You shot a wedding for $100.
Yeah.
Guys, we're still taking a picture. It's the worst podcast ever.
Maybe we should just start it all over.
Oh my God, no.
But,
And her husband is going to have so much to edit.
But after that, I actually ended up, the wedding I photographed, one of like the people related to that couple, they were wedding photographers as well. And so they actually ended up having me second shoot for them. And this person was awesome.
My favorite. There's like no pressure. Like, hey, can I get you some water?
Shooting's great. Yeah.
Let me just photograph.
Let me carry your bag.
Yeah, totally. Like you just photograph a guy, the groom, like buttoning his whatever, and you're like, I'm done.
Yeah. It's like
I
no
can
stress.
go home now. Totally.
And I think
It's
you can
best.
be a little more artistic because you don't have to get the safe shot. So
100%.
I think it's fun to remember your artistic
Do you
parts
still
sometimes.
second shoot?
I do for very few people. I second shoot.
I want you to do the next wedding that I do.
Okay.
It's in
You are a
Kansas,
person
though.
I will second shoot.
Yay! Thank you.
Oh, God, that was
really
loud.
loud. I'm so sorry. I just woke my children up.
Yeah. But yes, I will. But I am a little pickier about it now. I have 2 children, so it's harder now to second shoot than it used to be. But yes, I do still, and I actually still love it. And
It's fun.
one of my huge things about being a wedding photographer is I am not about like, though I feel like I'm a good photographer and I know I'm offering
Yes, she
my
is.
brides and grooms like beautiful images at the end of the day. My heart is that they have an amazing experience and I don't ever want to lose sight
Absolutely.
that this is their one wedding and it's not about
No.
me. Like it's about, well, sometimes. Hopefully it's their one wedding. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but
Right. Totally.
I've never been booked twice by the same
Have any
bride
of
or
your
groom. Yes.
people? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. It's happened a few times.
Yeah.
I've had like maybe, I think at least 4 of them have now divorced.
Yeah, I've had 3.
It might be more than that. But I don't, some of them I don't
Bummer.
keep track of. Yeah.
You don't stalk them on Facebook.
No. But, yeah.
So what do you think, like, what would you tell somebody who really wants to get into photography? Like, if we don't have the hookup with getting an internship with a photographer, which I was self-taught. Like,
So
and
was
you
I.
can tell in
Didn't
the
get
beginning,
there.
like, it was rough.
I didn't get there actually. I mean, before I went to the Art Institute, I was self-taught. I already was shooting in manual. I was self-taught, which is another reason why I was like, why am I here? Because I already knew that. I think it actually is pretty easy. And especially now,
It
like
is.
10 years ago, it was a little bit harder, but now literally Google that and you will find
Literally, that's how I
anything
learned.
to learn.
I
Yeah.
learned to shoot. There was one blog and a YouTube channel, and I was in an afternoon.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, totally.
that's it.
Yep. And then you practice and then you got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Totally. So I would say don't go to school.
No.
No one has ever once asked me if I have a degree in photography ever.
Never. Nope.
They asked for my portfolio. That's
I had somebody ask for that today.
Build your portfolio. I would say don't ever, like someone who's getting into it, only do free shoots like for your close friends in the beginning, and then
like a week.
Start charging. Yeah, then start charging right away. Like don't
My
don't
very
give
first
away.
one I charged $45.
Ooh.
And I felt so fancy.
I think I probably charged $50, so I'm like $5.
Oh, you're like
I'm like
way
worth
better than
$5
me.
more than you. I don't remember how much I charged for my first like photo shoot. I mean,
and now I charge more
for
for weddings because I'm like, meh.
yeah. Well, also they're a lot. Editing is a lot for weddings.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
Plus, I'm like, hey, do you want to send me somewhere? Like, let's go to Greece and get married.
Yeah. Let's go on a beach.
Next one's Kansas. I mean, it's not here.
Yeah, that's true. I
kids.
used to have this goal. I don't know if it's still my goal, but I used to have a goal to shoot in every single state. Shoot a wedding in every single state, which has not happened because I keep going to the same states.
Let's get you booked in every single state.
I've photographed in the same states every time. It's always Texas, California, and New Jersey for some reason. That's
New Jersey?
Yeah, random. I know.
Joyzy.
It was a bridesmaid from one of my weddings here.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's like the best compliment.
Oh yeah, totally.
When they're like, I obviously loved you so much, I have to have you.
Yeah, I want all my bridesmaids to want me, but it's okay.
It's weird.
It's okay if they don't.
Okay, so don't go to school, kids.
Don't go to school. You can learn a lot from the interwebs. And I think in this day, it's really easy to compare yourself to other people. And I think when you're first starting out, try not to compare, but to look at them as like, I will be there someday. Because I look at my images.
And also just like accept that you're going to suck a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's
it's
okay.
like learning a new language.
Embrace the suckage.
Like, you're not going to speak it fluently.
Totally.
Day one.
That's a perfect way to say it.
Yeah.
Like,
You're going to look
learning.
stupid a little bit in the beginning. And maybe not, stupid back in my day was like.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
I win. Nope. I win. I was on Jay Leno.
What? No.
Someone sent in an image that I took and he put it on his like whatever, like making fun of headlines or whatever.
No.
I cried for days. And now like I look back and I laugh. It's so dumb because it was this girl standing against a brick wall and they said it was like a firing squad. And I was like, that's a bit of a stretch, Jay. But it totally hurt my feelings.
Like I've seen this episode.
You totally may have.
Not joking.
But the bonkers, like, creepy thing was that someone called me. I remember standing in my kitchen and some dude called me and said, is this Maddie B Photography? And I said, yeah, how can I help you? And he said, did you know that you were on Jay Leno? And I said, yes, it was such a nice compliment to see my work on there. Click. It was so embarrassing. And I literally reached out to Jasmine Starr.
Oh.
I was like, this just happened to me.
I've
Somebody
met
made
Jasmine
me cry.
Starr.
Oh my gosh, she's so pretty.
Yeah.
And she was like, honey, it's fine. Relax. You're fine.
Yeah.
Just calm down.
That's
So anyway, I just made that whole story about me.
No, it's great. This is your podcast. I'm making it all about me right now. But it's all really whose name is on this podcast. Yours.
Yeah, true. Okay, so what about like where would you go? Like what would you say about buying a camera? Borrow from your friend's dad.
Don't keep borrowing your friend's cameras. Actually invest in one. I think when I first started interning for that girl, she's like, she doesn't even have a camera and she wants to be a photographer.
When you said that, I was like, how do you intern for a photographer with no camera?
I met with her.
A phone.
It's because I was still like, didn't know if that's what I want to do, but
oh, totally.
I met with her and like went right from that meeting, the first meeting with her, and bought a camera.
Cool.
So, but anyways, I would start with like a Canon 60 right now are awesome cameras if you're wanting to get into professional photography.
Right.
If you're just wanting it to photograph like your kids, maybe
Rebel.
A Rebel would be fine. It's all about the lens though. I'll be honest. It's not really about the camera as much as the lens.
Totally.
So
what's your favorite lens?
My 50 millimeter 1.2.
No. False. 35 millimeter that I just shot with.
That's an awesome lens. I shoot with two cameras and two lenses all the time. So I always have my 35 1.4, which is the lens you're talking about, and my 50 1.2. I do love my 35. I love them for different reasons.
Oh, it's just so dreamy.
I think that the 35 tells more of a story. It's like wider and just tells. It's a wide angle lens for those of you that don't know lenses, and that tells more of a story. Like it just.
There might be 3 people listening.
Yeah.
But you know what? We are entertained.
We are. Look at us entertaining ourselves. But yeah.
Jinx on the Okay, so 35 or you're 50 is your favorite.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing you've ever photographed? Was it a wedding? Like, was there a moment? Was there like one thing?
There's been a lot of moments. I always I love traveling, and I've always wanted to like travel doing photography. So anytime I get to go to a different state and photograph a wedding, it's like totally Jesus time for me. Like, it's just like I feel so blessed like every time, and it just reminds me of like God's faithfulness every time. But there was a time actually in Colorado that so it wasn't even when I was traveling, but in Colorado I was photographing at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, and the chapel there is just really beautiful. Google it. Google their chapel. It's really pretty, and they have weddings in there. And so this particular bride actually was one of my favorites. Kendall was her name, and his name was Harrison, and she called him Harry. Precious. If they ever happen to listen to this, I still love you guys. But
I still love you.
I do. But they're still together. Praise the Lord.
Oh, yay. There's one.
But anyways, this particular bride meant a lot to me because she actually booked me over my own wedding photographer who I chose. So when she was talking to me, she was like, I was thinking of booking this photographer, which that to me was like the biggest compliment ever, and really made me be like, I am good enough. Like, I felt like I had arrived.
You are.
Oh, thanks. But even then, I'm like, my work has gotten, you get to see your own work get better, and that's something that's really cool.
Totally, that's amazing.
You see it.
It really is.
You see your...
When you put the time in.
Yeah.
And you see your images get crisper, and you catch moments better.
Oh, totally.
Oh,
it's fun.
It's good.
It's really fun to see that. I'm super visual, obviously. I'm a photographer. So it's really cool for me to see like the progression and actually see like, oh, I'm getting better.
That like also works really well with you being a wedding photographer and being a 7. Mm-hmm. Like, you must be a laugh riot.
I don't know. I think a little bit of 1 comes out in me when I'm shooting. I
can see that.
I've learned all about them. Yeah, you have. You did second. That was a long time ago.
A long time ago.
I think you still have the hood to my 135.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
I just remembered that. Anyways,
I've moved since then. I don't know where
it's fine. I've never needed it. So I would have reached out to you about it by now.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so anyways.
Took a weird turn.
This bride and groom. Okay, so I was in the Colorado Springs Chapel, the Air Force Academy Chapel, and I just like was waiting for the ceremony to start. Sometimes there's a little bit like, guests are already sitting down. I'm waiting for it to start, and I just had this moment of like, I cannot believe that I'm like this blessed. I remember it so clearly because it was just like a God moment. And again, it was this bride and groom that I felt like I finally felt. I guess that's when I felt like I had gotten to the point I wanted to get to in photography.
This level of stardom that you're at.
But then anytime I get to travel and go see new places and I'm like in a different state, and just because of photography, it's so amazing for me.
Yeah,
so,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips or tricks? Like, what's one thing that you would tell somebody who wants to get into photography, or like any...
Isn't that what you just asked me?
Yeah, but like... Well, not like how to get started, but like what's one like thing that you would be like, don't do this or do this.
Don't undercharge yourself, honestly.
Ugh. Yeah.
I think that's really hard because there's a balance between like you don't have the confidence to charge enough because you feel like you're gonna like if there's money involved you're gonna like not be enough, or there's more pressure, I guess.
Totally.
So I think I usually tell people, I actually do mentoring, and I usually tell people do 3 shoots for free. And make them be like 1 family, 1 engagement, 1 senior, or whatever. And that way, that starts building your portfolio in 3 ways. And you kind of see what you like. And then after that, charge an entry level, name it entry level. And cool. Fee of $50 or whatever. And then after every 3 sessions, you go up $50 until you get to the point you want to like make that amount of money. So,
that's awesome.
That's my quick little tip of how to like get the ball rolling. Obviously, if you're not like even first learn to shoot manual. If you can't shoot in manual, don't be shooting clients yet.
I totally did that. I shot auto for a while. But then I taught myself manual and it's fine.
And then you realized what you were missing out on.
I did. And there's like there's so much more control, and
yeah.
I mean, you're still like, especially if you're shooting a wedding, like lighting changes in a flash, and you're like walking to a different place and you go to take a picture and you're like, crap, my settings.
I mean, I still do that all the time. Like going from inside to outside, I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't change my settings. I feel like
Rhema never screws up. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I never screw up. I'm just the perfect.
I figured like every single shot would be like perfect exposure.
No. But
that makes me feel so good about myself.
Do you want to look through my raw images? You can.
All the time.
You're actually going to think that. It's only the ones that are in between. That is one of my things is I learned how to shoot really well in camera so I don't have to edit that much. Because I have two kids. I mean,
totally.
I got a system down that...
Well, and this is extra work. Like,
oh, yeah.
Don't have to fix your exposure on top of like however you edit or whatever. Like that's bananas.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for coming onto my podcast. Yeah. Thanks for sitting on my couch that's falling apart. You guys have to see how bad this is. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Thanks for having me. I feel like it's boring. Who's going to listen to this? Me.
We will. We're totally... No, we will listen back to this and be like, this is so much fun. We're hilarious. Just a couple of sevens.
A couple of sevens.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so season 2 is officially launched. It's amazing. I love talking to women who are amazing and who inspire me. I'm so glad that you guys are back. Be back here next week. You'll get, like, go subscribe or whatever. This is so bad. Like, usually I'm so much more fluid.
It's because I'm sitting here.
It's actually more fun.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Somebody actually sent me not a screenshot, but a picture today. They were watching me or listening to me on Apple TV. I did not record this. And she's like, you sound so good on a TV. And I was like, please turn that off. But I was like, hey, if that's how you watch or listen to podcasts, like you do you, boo.
Is that how some people listen to podcasts?
I guess on Apple TV you can do that.
Oh. Huh. I don't have that.
We're learning so much today.
Don't have it.
I don't either. Okay, so subscribe. Be back here next week. I'm so excited for this really awesome season. Thanks for listening. And thank you, Rhema, for being here.
Thank you.